how do you, in a neutral way, tell a woman she should not wear scantily clad clothing or twerk in public? Now go ahead,
So
Chief.
are we referring to a friend or we're just a random in a club?
Good question. It depends.
Because
We
if
need
it's a
context
random
in
in a
these
club,
questions,
it's
dog.
a random in a bar, random in a club, girl, do you, boo. Okay. It has nothing to do with me. So
She telling you.
So you believe it? So you believe it's not in nobody's place to say anything?
no, that's her. Her friends let her walk out the house like that. Her mama don't care how she dressed. She clearly looked in the mirror and thought she was cute. So who am I to bring her down?
Right.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right, girl.
Ronnie, what do you got to say? That
Wayne, you want? Yeah, Ronnie, you want to speak on that one?
Yeah,
You want me to repeat the question?
Oh yeah, I did. So just switch it.
So I'm gonna repeat the question for you. So
go figure it out.
How do you in the
Silver.
neutral? Whenever Maya's done, give me a second.
My bad.
All right. So how do you, in a neutral way, tell a woman she should not wear scantily clad clothing or twerk in public? And I want y'all to think of Lizzo at the basketball game. Hold on, let me hit the smack button for that one. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry, I just had to give y'all like a visual there.
Lizzo because of her size?
No, I'm just speaking on inappropriate acts done out in public, or not, excuse me, inappropriate behaviors such as twerking or wearing, scantily clad clothing in public. I mean, Chuchu said you don't speak on it, and Ronnie's about to speak. How would you approach that situation, or would you not? Like,
I'm not gonna say nothing. I feel that as a man, you set yourself up for so much failure with that situation. I'm not going to say that. That's like Chuchu said, it has nothing to do with me. It doesn't affect me. And where's the setting at? Where's the setting at? Are we in a bar? Are we in a club? Or are we at a business meeting?
Whichever setting that, whatever setting that most people will probably deem inappropriate. I mean, we can even use the Lizzo example. We can use the Lizzo example at the basketball game. You got kids there, you got a whole bunch of people there, Or
you can use the girl that was in New York that did that lap dance on her sergeant.
Oh yeah, or I don't know if you guys saw the video, but it was a video posted where this guy, this black guy, I'm not gonna say that example, but it was this black guy. He just opened up his own restaurant, and a bunch of women came in. They got on the table, basically twerked all in his business, in his establishment, and he kicked them out. And they basically got online and like went crazy on him. They excoriated him. It was basically he would go ahead, Chuchu.
Your question is too broad.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Whatever, to narrow it down, whichever context you would deem in your mind inappropriate. So in your mind, in an inappropriate setting, is that your place to say something or not? And if you were to say something, how would you approach it?
If I was a boss, okay, I'm gonna go back to the question then. We're talking about an appropriate setting and
in an
okay, so we're gonna talk about that. How do you tell somebody? So say I go to my job and somebody's wearing it. Again, that's not my place. I'm not her boss. However, if I end up being somebody's boss, like I was somebody's boss before, I'll probably just pull that person aside. I'm not gonna embarrass them.
How would you say it?
I'm gonna let them know, like, just so you know what you're wearing is just not appropriate for the workplace. We have a dress code.
What if she tells you this is the way she expresses herself?
It's we have a dress code. When you signed up to go to work, when you interview for this job, when you applied for it, there's a dress code. That's different. However, if there's no dress code, now we're talking about something different.
So you're probably also not going to be working in a position you work in.
Sure.
Go ahead, Ronnie. Say your piece, Ronnie. Say your piece.
My thing, I'm gonna comment on both the things. So like with you say, like with Lizzo, there's children there. There's she's acting inappropriate. There's also alcohol there. There's also belligerent people there. There's also a bunch of other things that shouldn't be happening there, but they're happening. But the main focus is Lizzo twerking. My point is that stuff happens there. It's neither here nor there for me. It doesn't really bother me. But if I'm a business owner of a restaurant and you have some girls acting a nut in there, there's no nice way for male, female, doesn't matter. There's no nice way for me to say it. Like, with all due respect, I'm going to tell them you got to get the F out. Like, this is a place of business. This is a place where people eat. This place where people bring their families. Like, this is a professional setting. Whether you want to look at it like that or not, you can get on.
Okay. All right. So you basically saying that in a business establishment, you would feel warranted to let them know, hey, this is inappropriate. You need to leave.
Yes, and the reason that I say that I respond with such hostility is because I feel that no matter your upbringing, like, you have to understand your surroundings. Period. I think, like, you have to understand how to read a room. Like, I am a very animated individual, if you will. But if I go into a room and I see that the room is extremely quiet and it's extremely calm and like zen-like, I'm not going to blurt out like my first thing that comes to my head just because I want to hop in a conversation. Do you understand what I mean?
Right.
So that's my take on it.
Okay. Done it. You're next. How would you tell a woman in the neutral way? How would you tell a woman in the neutral way she should not be wearing scantily clad clothing or twerking in public?
I'll simply say this. Excuse me, young lady. Obviously, you didn't grow up in a nuclear family household based on your... honestly.
What the? What the?
No, I wouldn't say that. No.
He has a microphone.
But
have a little mercy on me and stifle yourself, will you?
No, honestly, I wouldn't. I wouldn't say nothing.
You believe it's not your place?
I mean, I wouldn't. I'll just think in my head, like, what could somebody possibly go through in life to become like that? That's it.
But you don't think it's... Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. You go.
No, I was just going to say, like, let's just say, and again, this is all in the context of however y'all perceive it to be inappropriate. So we all, I think for the most part, got kids, right? Yeah, we all got kids. Nene don't have kids. But for those of us who have kids, like, let's say y'all at wherever setting, out with your kids, woman walks by, at, whole, all that, scantily clad, you know what I'm saying? And y'all happen to be in that same room. The kids are just...
Let me speak.
Hold up, babe. You can go next. Do you feel like it's your obligation to say something at that juncture, or you still would just...
Absolutely. You know why? Because I'm raising my kids a certain way, and it's always an opportunity to teach or rebuke somebody, I guess. In that moment, it'd be an opportunity to teach my kids and rebuke somebody at the same time. So it's a double whammy, because there's certain things that I just don't allow myself or my kids, my family, to be exposed to, because I understand what those behaviors can create in the future, and participating in all of that garbage.
So answer the question now. So how would you tell that woman in a neutral way?
I would tell her, whatever I say, it'll be in peace and love, to be honest. I wouldn't be rude. I wouldn't be outlandish about it, but it'll be in peace and love for them to receive it without flashing out on me. You know what I mean? That's pretty much it. Like, whatever it is that I can produce in peace and love in my brain without going overboard about it.
All right. All right, done it. All right. Well said. Miss Carisha, how do you, in a neutral way, tell a woman she should not be wearing scantily clad clothing or twerking in public, dropping it down low?
This question has so many layers to it.
Well, again, just to bring it back home, I want you to hone in your mind the context of which it is deemed inappropriate in your mind, an inappropriate setting to be wearing scantily clad clothing and twerking in a public sphere? In your mind, only you know what would be an appropriate. I mean, how much you can tolerate, or what setting?
I feel like what Dunn said was perfect, almost like literally. Like my job is to teach my kids, protect my kids. Like my first concern gonna be my kids, making sure like, what did you see? Do you have questions? Like I'm not trying to hide them from stuff. I'm trying to like teach them so they can know and learn on their own. But it's not my place to come in at this person in judgment. And I mean, whatever God tells me to do, that's what how I'm gonna handle it, really. And I know that's not a real answer for some people, but whatever God tells me to say, that's what I'm gonna say. That's it.
All right, Nene, did you want to chime in, or you still ghost? She still ghost.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm filling out some paperwork right now. I'm literally still working. So go ahead.
All right. Wayne, how do you, in a neutral way, tell a woman she should not be wearing scantily clad clothing or twerking in public?
That's a good question. So, dang, I have to like put it in like a scenario where it's someone that maybe I care about, but is not really attached to me. Because if it's like my daughter or somebody, like, yeah, there's no neutral, nothing. Nah, it's getting shut down, period. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's my daughter's like friend, maybe a peer of hers who I would want to put on the right path. You know what I'm saying? Want to be captain, whatever. I would explain to her, yeah, like, you're gonna get a lot of attention. You know what I'm saying? I would cater to her, her individuality. I would explain to her, yeah, you can do all this. It's cool. You're gonna get a lot of attention, but the type of attention that you're gonna get, is it the type of attention that's gonna be beneficial for you in the long run? Like, okay, you might find somebody that'll take you home and smash it out, but you're not gonna find a dude that's gonna marry you like this. You know what I'm saying?
So you are who you attract.
Exactly. Like, I have to take it back to like the whole Dave Chappelle skit where it's like, yo, like, you might not be a hoe, but you dressed in a whole uniform for real. Like,
so a whore impersonator.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
gotcha.
Exactly.
All right. Let's move on to Maya. I
don't agree with that, Wayne.
Yeah. Ooh, okay. Hold up. Shots fired.
You said you don't agree with it?
Hold up. Let her state her rebuttal.
Well,
Damn, I wish I had the shots fired thing. Dang it.
You want to say something?
Can I say something?
I don't agree with it.
Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna let Choo Choo state her rebuttal, and then Ronnie, you can chime in after Choo Choo. Go ahead, Choo.
Because we're wearing scantily clothing doesn't mean that's what we're trying to attract. Because I'm married, but if I go out with my friends or whatnot, like I went to Miami with my friends and we had a bachelorette party, I'm gonna look good. What you mean? All because it's a little see-through, whatever. I still got men at home. I'm not doing it to, find a man. It's just what I felt comfortable in and what I wanted to wear. So,
right.
I just want to know
absolutely,
why. I can.
Wait.
Did you want to respond? Well, Ronnie wanted to say something, and then Wayne, I'll let you respond to Chu, and then we'll move on to Maya.
So responding to her and Wayne, this is what I told my sisters. I'm gonna tell this to my daughters if they feel they need to wear those clothes too. My sister will, you go out of the house she looks amazing, and I never, she's my younger sister, but she's the oldest of the sisters. And my mother, very old fashioned, she said, "Oh, Ronnie, you gonna let your sister go out of the house wearing that? She's going to the." I'm like, that's what she wants to wear. That's neither my place nor any other man's place to tell her what she wants to wear. However, I do tell her, you have to realize what you're wearing and the attention that you're going to attract. And it's not going to be positive attention. And I'm letting you know that right now. So if a man comes up to you and he decides that he's going to be, excuse my language, no, you don't even say it, a D-head, and he wants to try to, harass you or whatever, he's still a D-head. However, I'm saying when you go out of the house and you know that that's a possibility, it's not 100% on you. There's no way in shape, but there's at least 20% that should be given to the woman, knowing like what you're going to attract when you get out of the house. Should a man act like that? Hell no, 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 no. There's men out there who are degenerates and can't control themselves because maybe they were raised without a father, or they're just, dirt bags or whatever. But there is that case, and there's always going to be that case. That's a simple fact. You have men out here that can't control themselves.
All right, Wayne, briefly, and then we'll move on to Maya.
I
Briefly
appreciate
respond.
both y'all's feedback and rebuttal. Ronnie, I feel like you agree with me. So we had this conversation, me and my homeboy, actually, and we're talking about, if men had like penis cleavage that they could show. Like, we can't get mad if we got our penis cleavage out and we go to the club and all kind of females is like kind of like grabbing at it. We can't get mad. It's about the attention that you attract. And this misconception, just because you get attention doesn't mean that it's good attention. You know what I mean?
All right.
Give your respect.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna move on to Maya. Maya looked like he had something to say. Go ahead, Maya. Let me ask you a question. So how, Maya, in a neutral way, do you tell a woman she shouldn't be wearing scantily clad clothing or twerking in public?
Okay, so I heard everybody talk, right? So I'm trying to write down to keep up because I had different stuff. So first, you was talking about the dude or the owner of the store. I mean, it's his store. He can delegate how he wants the people in the store to act, regardless. Private property, so nothing else need to be said about that. If he want it, cool. If he don't, get out. It's his establishment. As far as like me and seeing somebody else in public, I'm not telling nobody in public they can't wear it. You can wear whatever the hell you want to wear. It's your choice. But then that adds on to what Ronnie and Wayne was saying. Like, at the end of the day, what you choose to wear, your clothing has statements. No matter if it's choo-choo, you want to look sexy, you're going to wear that same sexy shit to an interview. It's sexy to you, ain't it? But you're not going to wear that, are you? Because there are statements of where you go and what you want to do. So if you want...
Hold on, Chill. Let me finish.
Thank you. That's my point. There's a setting to where you wear shit. There's also, like Wayne said, there's reactions to what you wear. So if you want to walk around with your ass out, what they wearing now, like the see-through shit with just bra and panties, like, yeah, go through that. And then when Brian Puppers give you a fucking application, don't be pissed, because that's the setting. That's the setting. So
diluted,
but at the same
fools
time,
in
if my
America.
kids are, if I'm, so now I'm gonna rewind back. So if I'm at a place and I see a girl twerking or whatever the fuck, I'm not telling her shit. She can do what the fuck she wants. She grown. But if my kid's there, that now back to Wayne was saying, that's a teachable moment to teach my little girl. You see that? You don't want to do stuff like that. And I'm gonna teach her exactly why, because there's setting and statements of the shit that you do and the shit that you wear. Like us being black dudes, you gonna walk around wearing all red with your pants halfway down your ass, walking through Ann Arbor? No. What you look like? A fucking thug. So I ain't gonna do that shit. But if you walk around wearing a suit, what do people think about you? Oh, he got money. He must be this. There's statements that everything you wear, no matter what setting that you're in, it has an outward appearance. So that applies to women wanting to look sexier, men wanting to look fly, elegant, hood, business, and everything is like that. So, but so now to go back to the final statement, I'm not telling no adult what they can or cannot do. You have to walk through the door of the repercussions or consequences or benefits to whatever the hell that you do. I'm not stopping nobody from doing shit. Do whatever you want. It's your choice.
We're gonna do
I
that.
think that's the final answer
of what you do, or you could face the benefits of the shit that you wear and want to do.
All right,
that's your opportunity.
We're gonna give a nice little for that.
I tried to sum it up. I don't want to talk too much.
That, man. I like
okay.
that.
Did we get everybody?
I
Okay.
heard all y'all, so I don't know down everything everybody was saying.
Where'd he go?
Yeah, I don't see done it.
My man had
he probably dropped his phone in damn chicken grease.
Nini, you gotta get this picture off.
All right. I know, right?
Not get input.
Okay, so baby girl, say something. So she's gonna say something. Go ahead, babe.
Okay, so
hold up, get on. You can say it.
Oh, they can hear me.
Just get on and say something.
Okay, so I think hi guys.
Yo,
so
exactly. Chantel looked like a crib.
Hold on. Right, but anyways,
look like you should have been at the halftime show.
Okay, whatever, Maya. Ha ha ha.
Just hit the smack button.
Oh, smack button. Hit it.
I am not the husband who you drove away from you.
Oh, my bad. Not that one. Go ahead. Not that one. Go ahead.
Okay, so basically, I get everybody's viewpoint, but I think as women, we would rather not say anything because we don't want to have confrontation with other women. And as women, it becomes a point in our life, like as we evolve, we get older and we're like, damn, that ain't cool. Like, okay, why are you doing that? Like, we can see somebody twerking or just dressing all outlandish and we're like, oh, that ain't cute. And we choose not to say anything. But I think as we get older and as we evolve, especially as parents and mothers, just to be like, it's not what you say, it's how you say it to the next woman. You know what I'm saying? Right. You don't want to come off as, confrontational or nothing, but hey, baby girl, like, I got my kids here, I don't want to see, I don't want my kids to believe you're a beautiful lady, but I don't want my kids to, know that twerking in a public setting is cool. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
So would you really say if you were at a restaurant and you had your kids and you saw somebody do it, you would go up to her and say that?
Yes. I at this point in my life, and in our 20s, it was cute. We were all up for it. You know what I'm saying? If and I understand what you were saying.
It was cute like, at 20, but not at 30.
Right.
No.
Right.
Because at 30, you're walking into like for real severe womanhood. You're not, you know what I'm saying? You're not thinking about turning up. You're thinking about stability. You're thinking about, I'm going to work every day to provide. I'm trying to make moves. I'm not thinking about that. She's not. But coming from a woman, but coming from a woman, that'll be an enlightening moment for her to realize, like, damn, this is another woman telling me, like, this is not cute. It ain't cool. And then on top of that, I got my kids here. So you got to kind of put them, and I'm sure they'll question it too. You got to put them in that situation, like, if you had a child, you know what I'm saying, would you want them to see another woman out here with their ass hanging out? Just
what if she say, I don't have no child, I don't give a fuck what you talking about?
Mm-hmm. Well, then you leave it at that. But you said your piece.
Yeah, true.
Let me just.
She just want us to speak. She want women to speak up and help each other. But if we do that, we have to be teachable. Like some women don't want to be taught nothing. They don't want to hear what you got to say. They don't want to be helped.
Yeah.
And so, if we're
God forbid
that, we have to be teachable too.
And God forbid a man say anything.
And for women,
because if a man has any sort of criticism or any type of feedback about what a woman wears, you already know what we instantly labeled as misogynist. You can't be any criticism toward anybody. You don't got the right to say nothing. Black men, we're not even at liberty to say anything, especially black men.
It shouldn't be if you're man or black or whatever the fuck.
Well,
people
but
be able to wear what they want to wear.
Yeah, you're right, and I wholeheartedly agree.
Or do what they want to do.
Yeah,
if your kids around, teach your kids like this is the shit that you don't want to do because ABCD. But if you do, it's ABCD.
But I think that I think to some degree we've all had that atomized mentality for a long time. Everybody had their own individual standards and principles and values of what they follow. My thing is, as a culture at large, if we are going to retain this whole I'll teach my kids, I won't say anything to help the next person mentality, then we got another 40, 50 years of what we already see.
Well, see, let me correct that though, because I'm all about helping people. Like, for real, I'll help anybody. I don't care who you are. And people don't want my help. So it's not about that. It's more about what Maya said. It's not my place. Like, that's your journey. That's your walk. I can't go trying to force you to walk my walk. Just because, I'm here, don't mean you ready to be here with me. So it's all about timing. It's like so many factors involved, so many variables.
All right,
it's
guys.
Not that I don't care about helping. Sorry. It's just that I don't want to push somebody further back because then they feel it as judgment. Then they like, I'm not pretty, I'm this. And then they have self-esteem issues because of something I said. And then they go wrecking their life. Like, I don't want to do that. So I'd rather just keep my peace and let them learn their way. Like he said, walk through the door of those repercussions, learn their own way. It's not about not wanting to help. It's just some people don't want it. You know?
All right. Okay, Wayne, be brief, Wayne.
Like I said, I tell her straight up, like, yo, I'll take you home, but I'm not gonna marry you. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna wipe you up, straight up.
I mean, honestly,
like,
because
I think
we
got that misconception
a lot of
out
women,
of the window,
and I think
we good.
That's what I'm saying. I think it's a fool's errand. It's a fool's errand to just ignore this issue because a lot of women conflate.
Maybe they're not trying to get.
I'm just saying a lot of women conflate this whole notion of just because I can have sex with a man, he takes me seriously. Like I'm wife type. A lot of women conflate this idea, but that's what I'm saying. But if we retain this mode of thinking, like Maya suggesting, look, it's your play, it's not your lane. Stay out.
See, but those are two completely different ideas. Those don't even go hand in hand like that.
What do you mean?
You taking two different things and smash them together because you think that, like.
No, I'm saying that all I'm saying, Maya, as a culture, as a community, as a family, I think it is somewhat of our obligation to help correct each other. That's all I'm saying.
The misconception that this is how you catch a man
may not be the way she sees
I
it.
agree. I agree. We are going to see it differently, but again,
you're imposing your own thoughts and understanding of stuff.
But that's what I'm saying. No, I'm not, Maya, because you're adult. You're at liberty to do whatever you like. All I'm saying is that we've retained this mentality that you are suggesting for the better part of 50 years now. Because prior to that, it was looked upon as shameful behavior to do that once upon a time. But now we all kind of agree with you saying collectively, it's not your place. Worry about yourself and your kids. Everybody, I would just assume that everybody on this panel probably has felt that way and does feel that way. My thing is, if we just completely just turn a blind eye to it, whistle past the grave, like, let me not try to say something out of love, because maybe she just don't know. Maybe she has no clue what she's doing.
It's possible,
but I get it. Nobody's a superhero. It's not, this is something that, it got to resonate from within internally. If you give a shit, if you don't, then you got the right to not give a shit too.
It'll never stop if there's no friction.